Today I'm in Logan, Utah, starting out my camping trip. Wanted to explain to you some of the pros and cons of doing dispersed camping in the National Forest. This is Camping Vlog 48. Don't go anywhere. So I've learned a few things about this dispersed camping. Some people call it remote camping. I'll explain it to you really quickly, but in the national forest areas, most of the time they'll allow you to camp for free. You just have to find a space, and so finding that space can be a little bit of work. And so some of these Forest Service roads can be a bit on the treacherous side, and depending on what kind of gear you've got, if you just have a tent and a backpack, it's no problem. But if you've got a camper to haul up these roads, it can be a bit more challenging. And not only that, but you've got the weather to deal with. I was actually planning on camping near west of Yellowstone, but they were still getting snow over there, and my camper is not designed for winter weather camping because I didn't insulate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk down to the entrance of this road here and kind of show you just exactly how rough these roads can be. But the benefit camping off the grid is that you find such beautiful spaces. I'll show you my campsite here in a second. And I backed up right next to this river, inside this canyon. The next campsite is like a quarter of a mile away. I've got a fire pit. I mean, it is just amazing. So some of the challenges, you got to figure out what you're going to do for electricity, what you're going to do for running water and using the restroom and all that kind of stuff. So as you know, I have the solar generator kit that I picked up from Jackery, so I'm using solar power. It seems to be working out alright so far. I was going to camp in Idaho, but as I mentioned, it was snowing and it was too rainy and cloudy. I was not going to be able to get enough sunlight to power my generator. And then so I don't have any running water, so I just picked up 4 2.5 gallon jugs. And so 10 gallons of water, and then what I've been doing is actually filtering the water out of the creek, using that to brush my teeth, actually washing my dishes right in the river there. And then I bought that portable toilet and toilet tent, which seems to be working out all right. Some 8-gallon trash bags so I can dispose of the waste. It was kind of awkward at first, but taking a number 2 facing the river is actually pretty awesome. The owls were out last night. I mean, it's really cool atmosphere when you get into these national forest areas. So let me get down to the beginning of this road here, and then I'll show you some of the rougher spots in this road. I've got a Subaru Impreza, which doesn't have a huge towing capacity and doesn't have a very great clearance when I'm loaded up with gear. So if I had a truck, a Jeep, a Subaru Crosstrek, might work a bit better. But so that's the deal. You got to find the national forests. Sometimes there are wilderness areas, like I think there's called BLM land, Bureau of Land Management. They allow you to camp for free as well. But so far I've just been in the national forests, and what you've got to find is the Forest Service roads. And typically they'll publish a map of the Forest Service roads. And these Forest Service roads aren't open all year. They typically will open in the spring so that people can take their dirt bikes and stuff down them. Some of them are more heavily trafficked than others. So really the key is just downloading this map from the U.S. Forest Service and kind of starting there. It can be a bit of work, but it's free camping. I mean, you can't beat that. I've been going to some campgrounds recently that are charging 40, 50, 80 bucks a night for a campsite, which is just nuts, you know what I mean? Just to park your camper. So getting up this road was really stressful for me, to be honest with you, but give me just a second here and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Thanks for watching. Alright, I'm almost to the entrance of this road. I just kind of wanted to show you how hidden these roads are. Unless you're looking for it, you would probably just think that this was a driveway. One other thing I did want to mention is that obviously I have no cell service in this canyon here, so you really want to prepare for that. Google Maps is really awesome about allowing you to work offline. A lot of apps will still, the GPS will still work even if you don't have a cell signal. So a lot of these apps, if you can download the map when you do have service, your GPS coordinates will plug in on top of that map layer. But just be prepared for not having a cell signal in most of these places. What I'm going to do is actually just walk up the entire road. I'm going to video the whole thing, but I'm going to fast forward through the mundane parts, and then I'll just kind of stop and show you some of these bad ruts so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. My car did bottom out maybe 2 or 3 times. Didn't really do any damage, but like I said, it makes for a stressful trip. So, alright, here's the entrance. Let's get it going. So that was Logan Canyon. As I mentioned, I'm in Logan, Utah. This is Forest Service Road 024. A little out of breath. It's a steady uphill. So this was stress point number 1. You saw the sign back there that said this gate can support vehicles 48 inches. And my camper is 60 inches wide. And so I thought, and this road is so skinny, once you get up here, how do you turn around? You know what I mean? So I was lucky that it did actually fit through. Seemed to be a few inches to spare on each side, but that was stress point number 1. And then there's 2 or 3 deep ruts up here I wanted to show you so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I came from Michigan and we don't really have roads like this. Until I moved to Colorado, I didn't realize how crazy these roads can get. So let's continue the journey. Here we go. So here's one campsite that I thought about taking, but that road gets a little bit crazy right in there. The site is really big back there, but there's some deep ruts right here that I didn't want to deal with. And I'd show you this spot, but there's some people back there right now. So let's keep on going. Stress point number 2. Look at this. You can see that rut could easily bottom out your vehicle. So that one kind of stressed me out a little bit. Let's keep on going. So this actually was a boulder. Somebody bottomed out and it knocked the boulder loose. It's actually over here. I threw it to the side. So I'm not the only one bottoming out, unless that actually was from me. I think there's one more spot. Let's keep going. So as you can see, it's very doable. You just do have to be aware that there's a lot of loose gravel. It's a steady uphill incline. And I misspoke, my camper is 6 feet wide, so actually 72 inches wide. So when I saw it said 48 inches, knowing that I had 72 inches, kind of freaked me out a bit. But let me show you my campsite really quick. I'll give you a 360 degree real quick right here in this canyon. There's hiking trails in the area and all that good stuff. And I want to show you this little river back here. So let me turn this camera around. Alright, my Subaru Impreza, as you can see, doesn't have that great of ground clearance. Bought a little outdoor solar powered motion sensing light that kicks on at night. That's pretty sweet. And then my whole camper here, I just did a tour of it in a previous video if you want to check that out. Let me show you around here. I've got a bunch of boxes I need to burn, but I got a nice fire pit. And then here's my toilet tent, which is really ideal. And then this running water is really nice. I don't know what I would do without it. I'd be wasting a lot more water doing dishes and brushing my teeth. So it's not like a crazy roaring river, but it definitely has got running water from the snow melt, which is so sweet. And the bugs don't seem to be bad yet. There were owls out last night. And there's my back porch. I wanted to show you my back porch. It turned out really nice. The camper is a little bit unlevel, so it doesn't fit as nicely as it normally does, but it adds so much space. And matter of fact, I'll take you inside really quick. I just cleaned this morning. I spent all day actually. This RV door handle, I forgot to mention in my previous video, that's a really nice touch that we added on. Picked that up on Amazon. I got my computer set up. I'll start at the front here. Just got some toiletries and whiskey and that good stuff. And then some of you have seen this and some of you have not. This is a converted cargo trailer. Got a lot of these stuff, a lot of these gadgets from IKEA. My friends Dick and Donna and my parents helped with the build out, and we used recycled wooden pallets for mostly everything. This is my bed that pulls down, and that's my solar shower. This is the bed mattress that Donna made for me. Custom bed mattress, turned out awesome. And then more stuff from IKEA. And use that for cooking. My 30-pound propane tank. My Jackery solar generator. Let's see how we're doing here. So I'm collecting a little bit of sunlight, just 30 watts. Oops, the door just slammed. But the reason I came in here is to show you my back porch. I mean, that adds, I think, about 36 square feet, you know? It really is nice. I can store some things out there. I could sit out there and read a book. It allows the light to come in. And I'm going to turn this camera around real quick. I'm kind of sweating a bit. I had a little too much wine and whiskey last night. Must be sweating that out. But I think I'm going to stay at this campsite. I think the National Forest allows you to stay 14 days. Some places allow 16 days. But I'm going to stay here at least a week and a half. It took a while to set up, and I've got that nice river back there. I'm going to explore as much in the area as I can, but that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching the Nash Potatoes Outdoor Show. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to hit some Utah national parks in the upcoming days. So, have a great week. We'll see you next time.